besieged on all fronts. By enemies from within. By enemies from without. By enemies from beyond. Still, no matter the cost, we must persevere. Every blade must be turned to our defense. Every soul, every dark secret. For if we fail, all will fall into the damnation of eternal night.
There we go. That was somewhat seamless. So, I'm going to carry this on. They did the little bait and switch where they took out the voice acting for everyone. But I got myself a text-to-speech mod, so this is not what I wanted to load up. Because I was just testing that the shit worked. New save. Yes. Now I can get into it and I can just sit and listen to them telling me it was fucking huge blocks of text, because that shit looks real long otherwise. Okay. Let's see what Nate's got to say for himself.
A thin, pale woman stands out among the rest of the crew. There is a thick bundle of cables coming out of the back of her skull and disappearing under her ceremonial garment, and you see the grate of a quietly humming vox where her mouth should be. The woman sees you and bows her head in a respectful greeting.
How may I serve you, Lord Captain?
Fellowship, 100%. Cool.
The Vox Master nods obediently and presses several switches on the device she is holding.
It is done, Lord Captain.
Oh, it's actually working with the female voice.
You address the crew with a rousing speech and hear your voice roll through the ship, reaching even the normally quiet corners of the vessel. When the broadcast ends, you hear distant shouts of approval.
There's only 3 voices that I was allowed. Male, female, and narrator. So, what's lost?
I am the ears and the voice of this void ship. I supervise several dozen officers and 3 times that number of support personnel. We receive, send, encrypt, and decode all incoming and outgoing messages through the ship's internal and external channels, and we also ensure. If you ever want to know what worries and concerns your crew are harboring, what your subjects are whispering about in local networks after their watches, and what their leaders are clamoring about over shortwave Vox transmissions, just come and see me. Forgive me, Lord Captain. I have no information that would be of interest to you at this moment. My appearance comes from my heritage, generation after generation of people who spent their entire lives in the depths of this void ship. Neither we nor our ancestors have ever left our home, but the same can be said about many denizens of the Imperium's million worlds. We are used to the silence of the cosmos and the voices of the ship. There are thousands of us, but we dwell far from the Lord Captain's upper decks and remain unseen. We are the Voidborn. Because we are the children born in the void between the stars, be it the womb of a traveling vessel, an orbital satellite, or a forgotten asteroid station. Low gravity, voyages through the warp, and the countless dangers of space travel, everything others hate and dread is second nature to us. To us, the groans, creaks, and murmurs of the ship sound the way babbling brooks and singing birds do to world dwellers. We hear the ship breathe, know what it is feeling and thinking. We are a part of the ship, just like it is a part of us. We perform numerous functions, and there are many officers among our number. Some maintain order and prevent mutiny, others serve as shepherds and support the crew, and some devote themselves to mending the body and spirit of the vessel. Most of the Voidborn are members of large voidship dynasties that bear responsibility for a certain aspect of the ship's life. For 300 years, the main branch of the Ptolemon dynasty has produced the ship's Voxmasters. Life has been quite generous to me, Lord Captain. I am the Voxmaster, and only the best in the dynasty can become one. By virtue of my skills and position, no one has ever denied me anything. Our family claims a spacious section for its domain. I also enjoy long walks through the narrow and dimly lit corridors of the ship, listening to the sounds of her activity, falling asleep and waking up to the chanting of hymns, and admiring the stars beyond, of course. We look, speak, and move differently from the inhabitants of the planetary worlds. Our way of life, traditions, and quirks frighten these people, just like the darkness of the cosmos. Many believe us to be the bringers of ill fortune, and alas, it is the Voidborn who get the blame for terrible warp phenomena during longer voyages.
Is there an overall volume for this? Do I have to do each one bit by bit? Okay, let's just drop them all to like 80. Still quite high, but I don't want it to be overpowering me quite as much as I think it is. Okay. Right.
Victis hesitates before continuing.
Several years ago, an unfortunate warp jump caused all the food on board to spoil.
Yeah, I can solve it.
15 days later, a hungry and furious crew nearly massacred everyone on the lower decks, blaming us for the misfortune and hoping to restock the larders with our flesh. I would have been killed during the mutiny had Adira class not shown up in the right place at the right time. She came to my rescue, and the scoundrels' fear of her was even greater than their fear of the Voidborn.
Oh, dear, is one of my people in it.
Webs of tiny wrinkles appear at the corners of Victus's eyes, the only hint that the Voxmaster is smiling.
The Voidborn seldom make friends, especially among the captain's entourage. But you see, many consider Adira to be different. I am different, too. We have spent plenty of time in each other's company, discussing regicide over a glass of Amasek. Except Adira changed after one incident, and we started to drift apart. The death of Lord Captain Theodora made her withdraw even more. I do not know if Adira considers me her friend now, but we used to be very, very close. It is good I can still look after her, in my own way.
Interpreting the Voxmaster's emotions based on half a face and a Vox-modulated voice is no easy task, but you manage to catch the undercurrent in Victus's words. The Voxmaster is not merely saddened by her rift with Adira, she is devastated.
Oh, I did once. And it was dreadful. It felt like the massive blue dome overhead could shatter at any moment and fall, and my bones would be crushed by the gravity.
Wow,
Victus twitches her shoulders, trying to ward off the flood of memories.
The ship is my home, Lord Captain. And I would not trade it even for the bounty of 100 worlds. As you wish, Lord Captain.
Okay.
I live to serve, Lord Captain.
Greetings, Lord Captain.
Oh, wow.
The vessel stands ready, Lord Captain.
Okay, so I do need to change the male voice.
Lord Captain.
Okay, let's talk. You may call me by my first
I
name.
thank you for the honor, but I must decline. As a former military officer, I believe in the importance of order in
Anytime
all
I try and
things,
be nice.
including the chain of command. You are the Lord Captain, my direct superior. I am
Okay, fine.
a noble aspiration, Lord Captain. I am ready to acquaint you with all the particulars that interest you.
Outline situation in the Koronus Expanse. What do I need to know?
This is a topic for an official briefing, not a casual conversation. But I will try to answer succinctly. And if you permit, in my own words, the Koronus Expanse is considerably removed from the heart of the Imperium. This means that local warp routes become useless within months. Established pathways are regularly subject to attacks from all kinds of rabble. And in the only major port, the Imperium's frigates find themselves moored alongside pirate vessels. Until recently, the Koronus Expanse could hardly have been called a region of the Imperium. The situation has changed with the arrival of the Lord Inquisitor, but not by much. This place operates under its own rules, you see. More radical, so to speak. But ones that allow for a non-standard approach where there is a promise of victory. The Koronus Expanse has considered rogue trader territory for a reason. Only rogue traders have sufficient military might, audacity, and the rights granted them by the warrant to survive the leap into the unexplored part of the Expanse, and in the event of a successful outcome, to hold on to whatever they manage to capture on the frontier. In the first instance, you should treat official representatives of the Imperium with respect. The Expanse may be on the fringes, but it still numbers among the territories of the Golden Throne. The arrival of the Lord Inquisitor has turned the Koronus Expanse into a less wild and uncontrolled region, to the regret of some individuals who have
Did not
grown
realise I
inured
was
to
like
the
nose to
local
nose with
lawlessness.
this guy.
Rogue traders such as yourself are also servants of the Imperium. They have been accorded special rights and powers. They wield immense authority within their territory, and they enjoy absolute respect in other parts of the Expanse. The most powerful of them are Kalagos Winterscale and Incendia Bastal Chorda. Tread carefully when dealing with either of them. If we are to speak of unclaimed
look at all
territory,
that text.
which is what Footfall is, among the scum that dwells on that handful of asteroids, there are 3 factions that wield considerable influence in the sector. The first is the Kazbala Commission, organized crime in its most primitive form. It holds sway over the Liege of Footfall and has links to rogue trader Winterscale. The second faction is an offshoot of our shining ecclesiarchy, followers of St. Drusus. They are actively building their forces and hold influence over rogue trader Chorda. And finally, the third faction, the Explorators, a wing of the Adeptus Mechanicus. They are willing to die and kill for the secrets of the ancient technological heresies that are hidden among the stars of the Koronus Expanse.
You fucking kidding me? That's crazy.
You know, Lord Captain, I am no admirer of fine art. But when we next find ourselves in a civilized port, with time to spare, I will promptly find an artist and commission a portrait of the individual to whom you refer, with a hole between the eyes. Conrad Voigtveer. That he committed his treachery and escaped with his life was an unforgivable oversight. We both served Lord Captain Theodora for many years, and we never saw eye to eye. He was... You bastard! He was never afraid of assuming responsibility, and he willingly took on difficult tasks. I am loath to admit it, but the Von Valacius Protectorate continues to reap the fruits of his labors to this day. His service always garnered my respect. But everything else about him made me want to wring the neck of that two-faced snake. If you are taking comfort in the thought that we will hear no more of Conrad, prepare to be disappointed. You thwarted his
I want to kill
plans.
this fucker.
As you wish,
That
Lord
son
Captain.
of a bitch. I would like to know more about my seneschal.
As you wish, Lord
What
Captain.
does that even mean?
What would you like to know?
Tell me about yourself.
I used to be an officer in the Navis Imperialis. No. I used to be is not quite right. It was not simply a job. It was my calling. The essence of my life. I was proud to serve Lord Captain Theodora, but in my heart and mind, I'm still an officer of the Imperium. I met Lord Captain Theodora on a mission where the Imperial Navy was providing reinforcement to the rogue traders' army on one of the frontier worlds. Our acquaintance was not easy. Working with people outside the Navy hierarchy has never been my strong suit. It was to my great surprise then, that after the mission's completion, I received a referral to leave my service in the Navy and join the rogue traders' personal council. It was a difficult choice for me, but I saw in the offer a chance to serve the interests of humanity even more effectively than in the Navis Imperialis. You do not need me to tell you just how remarkable a person Lord Captain Theodora was. I recognized her at once as a true leader and formidable creative force. One who had built a... You could say there was no one among the naval command who was willing to impede the wishes of the rogue trader. To do so would be to risk their own position and their relationship with Theodora. Well, the Lord Captain possessed certain contacts in the Imperial Navy. Contacts which she used to request help during the conflict on the border world. And which enabled her to make me an offer that resulted in my joining her retinue. The Navis Imperialis is an ancient institution with its own mandates and muster lists. On occasion, in the heat of an official briefing, or an informal discussion, I violated those rules, determined to press my point. It is challenging to choose the words to accurately express my opinion on a situation or the actions of others that do not sound overly scathing or confrontational. Many in command were inclined to view my manner of speaking as unbefitting a person of my rank. What? Lord Captain, any allegations of improper feelings or unsanctioned relations are utterly baseless and bordering on the insulting. Utterly baseless.
Where is the fucking setting that I put? Like, I literally just need to change the volume on it the tiniest bit. I don't understand. Maybe it was in like just general chat settings. No. I have to find it because it's going to drive me insane. Alright, let's see what this guy's got to say at the same time.
I am a widower. I am a father of 4, and if my information is not outdated, a grandfather of 11. My family lives on Dargonus. None of my children express any eagerness or aptitude for serving aboard ship, and I would hardly have insisted that they follow in my footsteps. Of course.
Oh, I remember now. I think it's a Streamlabs thing. Oh, I'm getting annoyed. I would swear it was in here. No, that's not what I wanted. Sounds. Yeah, so the Metal Gear Solid clip is here, so it's in here somewhere. Dashboard. Oh, is it the chat box? Gotcha. Let's just have that play at like, I don't know, 5%. Doesn't need to be loud.
Why don't follow me?
I think that's just only got here. Now I didn't hear it, so maybe I do need that, like 15? Oh, I can test it here. Okay. So that's like barely audible, so let's go like 10. Still quite about 5. 5's good. That's real in the background, which is actually what I wanted from it. So do I need to save that, or is that just done now? I'm assuming that's just done now. Oh, yeah, save changes. Okay, cool. My bad. What just happened?
Lord Captain.
Okay. Who's this guy?
The corpulent man in lavish clothes bows before you, not without difficulty. A servo skull whirs over his shoulder while the fingers of his augmented hand drum against the sheaf of papers he is holding, and he regards you with attentive interest through the lens of his magnifying implant.
Greetings, your lordship. Janry's Danrock at your service.
I do not want that as my fucking guy voice. That's awful. Male voice. So what have I got for this one?
Speech mod for Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader, narrator voice speech test.
So if that's Ryan, let's try Thomas.
Speech mod for Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader, male voice speech test.
Ryan?
Speech mod for Warhammer 40k.
No, Aaron?
Speech mod for Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader, male.
Speech mod for Warhammer 40k.
Stefan?
Speech mod for Warhammer 40k. Rogue Trader male voice speech test.
Don't mind that so much, but I think I'm gonna go with Thomas.
Speech mod for Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader, male voice speech test.
Male is Ryan.
Speech mod for Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader, narrator voice speech test.
No, I feel like I should have a different one.
Speech mod for Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader, male voice speech test.
Speech mod for Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader, male voice speech test.
Roger.
Speech mod for Warhammer 40k. Rogue Trader male voice speech test.
Andrew multilingual.
Speech mod for Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader, male voice speech test.
Kinda like that. We'll go with that for now, until I decide I don't like it anymore.
As a high factotum, my duties encompass anything that might enrich you and your protectorate. I see to it that suppliers deliver all shipments on time, that our partners do not weasel out of their promises, and that all servants remember that the Emperor's grace can only be earned through toil for the good of the Von Valancius dynasty. I also make arrangements to ensure that our hold receives less than thorough inspections by port customs officers, and I find buyers for whatever you wish to sell. And of course, I ensure that the Protectorate's worlds prepare their tithe in a timely fashion. Let none ever say in my lifetime that the dynasty has disgraced itself with a late payment of the sacred tribute. I come from Dardanus, your lordship. I have been a subject of your dynasty since birth, and have always strived to be of use to the great rogue trader. Alas, it was not my fate to be the primary heir of my own family, due to my being 15th in line for the title. So I decided not to stand in the way of those behind me in case they attempted to shorten the waiting list at my expense.
Janris lets out an almost kindly chuckle.
While my brothers and sisters schemed against one another, I studied the exact sciences and mastered bookkeeping, the greatest art of the Adeptus Administratum. I must admit that the accumulation of wealth, something one can control, is far more exciting than hunting, carousing, and the other traditional amusements of my noble peers. Oh, now that's a tricky question. Your lordship, do you ask it of everyone? Knowing they risk losing their head should they let slip a careless remark about your predecessor? I shall put it thus. Working with Lady Theodora was never boring and always profitable. The Imperium has billions of subjects, but very few do what they love and what they are best suited to. I would say Lady Theodora was one of the fortunate ones. She was a model rogue trader. Keeping tabs on your subordinates? A wise move. Tell me who interests you, and I'll endeavor to be as honest as possible.
Janrus's eyes light up. He is obviously eager to speak his mind.
Lady Theodora managed to do what even the Imperial Navy could not. Teach Master Warsirian to carry out orders that he fundamentally disagrees with. I do not know what method she used, but the result is impressive. Having said that, there is something else you need to know, Lord Captain. Your seneschal is capable of being something far greater than a mere conduit for your will. He possessed the cunning and experience to run the Protectorate passively whenever Lady Theodora was away, and that really is saying something. Keep an eye on that old officer, I say, or alternatively, turn him into a faithful ally.
Sounds like a good move.
I hope I never see him set foot aboard this vessel again, not even as a servitor. Although, he would be able to do at least some good that way. Someone has to clean the latrines, after all.
The factotum's bloated face grows stern.
He gave us all quite a fright on that ill-fated day, Lord Captain. And still, to speak candidly, I never enjoyed Master Voidveer's company, but I believed him to be a man who knew how to do his job. Regretfully, I was mistaken. It turned out Conrad lacked the most important quality for a Master of Whispers, unwavering loyalty to the rogue trader. And his failing came to light in the most deplorable manner. Ah, yes, the Voidborn. You know, in my family, we use such creatures as quarry whenever we went hunting. Mutants are the bane of humanity, an unseen tumor that threatens to end us all. But I digress. In the brief time Tolman has spent in post as Voxmaster, I have not noticed any significant flaws in her character or anything that would make me question her professional qualities. Needless to say, she is very diligent, as is any Voidborn seeking to earn their master's affection. I believe you can trust in her. As you say, your lordship. Of course, Lord Captain. Who interests you exactly? We most often deal with the followers of Saint Drusus, the Explorators, the Casbalica Mission, or Emperor Forgive Us, the Fellowship of the Void. The Drusians still hope to bring the Koronus Expanse into the warm embrace of the faith, just as their flock hopes to receive the aid of the Drusian missionaries. Each crate of food, shipment of clothes, or box of medicine marked with your seal is a sign the rogue trader himself believes in the sect's future success. Reverend Hieronymus is the first among the Drusians and is most often seen in Footfall's Grand Atrium. A gloomy fellow, but some almost believe him to be a saint. Members of the Explorator Cognizance fleet, which has been roaming the Koronus Expanse for a good while now. Omnisia knows what they're hoping to find, but their acolytes regularly show up on inhabited worlds, seeking bits of sacred knowledge, tracking down mechanical relics, and sniffing out xeno-artifacts if truth be told. Supposedly, they want to save the ignorant rabble from corruption. A tech priest named Opticon. 22 does business with us on the fleet's behalf. He can be found at the docks on Footfall. Masters of the cold trade, immoral criminals, and notorious crooks to the last man. The mission is but one branch of this mafia gang that has taken root in the Calixa sector. You can do business with them as long as you take the necessary precautions. They are led by Vladane Tokara, who recently appointed himself Liege of Footfall. Of course, he is a trusted ally of rogue traitor Winterscale, but he will not refuse you, another of the Emperor's anointed. If you wish to talk to Vladane, look for him in the Liege's palace on Footfall.
Janrus emits a laugh like gurgle.
A pompous name, is it not? In truth, they're a gang of pirates who are forever squabbling over loot and territory. However, some of their little flotillas need supplies, or can take awkward cargo off our hands without asking questions. Of course, there's always a risk that these scoundrels will change their mind and attempt to board us instead, but so far our macro cannons have managed to keep them in line. They say Rizek Calvarius speaks on the Fellowship's behalf. To profit from them, of course. Most of the things you will find during expeditions are complete junk to one such as yourself, but the less fortunate and affluent servants of the Emperor think them treasures, especially when they are bestowed by the great rogue trader himself. Drusian fanatics and pirate cutthroats, Casbalica dealers, and explorators. None will refuse our help in these dark and trying times. And there may come a time when we shall be the ones requiring aid, and it would be beneficial to have allies willing to provide it. Certainly, Lord Captain. Rest assured, there are people of the most outstanding talents among the thousands of your crew. I will contact the overseers at once.
I don't understand what I'm doing here, so I'm just gonna leave.
The high factotum Janris Danrock greets you with a cool smile and the merest hint of a bow.
I shall await your instructions, Lord Captain.
What did I do? Okay, star systems. Inside object, sub-projects, and interests. Okay. Let's check out this planet down here.
Lord Captain, reporting, the heralds of the Navi's Nobilite continue to maintain Vox silence. Perhaps due to Uric V being off limits to visitors, we intercepted signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. The demands are clear. We are told to turn the ship around immediately. We have also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's docks. Presumably, it is the remains of interplanetary shuttles. Perhaps the esteemed Navi's Nobilite House requires aid, and therefore cannot respond to our Vox transmission. Yes, Lord Captain. The Vox remained silent for a while, but then you hear static and Vigdis's measured voice. The officers from the Augur crew performed a full scan of the station, but the information is imprecise. They note wave distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings. We were able to ascertain that the reactor core of the station is still active, but many compartments are unpowered and some fully depressurized. The signs of biological activity are largely present in the central module, which means the station has not been abandoned. So, the question remains, why are the esteemed navigators' heralds ignoring us? The Vox relays the cadent sound of grinding gears and clicking tumblers. I am sorry, Lord Captain. The station does not reply even after an official greeting by a rogue trader and the declaration of your intent to negotiate in person.
Then we're gonna start
Affirmative,
talking.
Lord Captain. We do not know what is happening at the station, so you will have to look for the esteemed navigators blind. Dock safely, and may the God Emperor light your path.
Choose party members. Can I have everyone? Yeah, cool. Oh my god, there's now 2 slots. Awesome. Oh dang, looks like some shit went down.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
I hope this is paused because I'm trying to pour a drink right now. I don't think it was paused. can't save, so that does show something's going on. Hopefully I can get there in time and save these boyos. Can I move? Or this is just cutscening it. Sons of bitches, they're gonna die for that.
A tall man stops you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down the pearly scales of his weary face, and not just his own blood. Two jet-black unblinking eyes are watching your every move, and the third one, the mark of a navigator's fate, is menacingly pulsing behind the lowered lid in the middle of his forehead.
Step back, or I will unleash all the horrors of the Sea of Souls upon you. Emperor, be my witness. This system has been under the protection of the Winterscale Dynasty for many years. Admittedly, I did not expect to meet another rogue trader in my lifetime, let alone one of noble blood. And since fate has brought such an important person into my abode, allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands Felek Christoph August, keeper of this station. So, you did not come to offer support to the traders? This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Urak V is a holy sanctum for House Orselio, and the path to it is only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say you're not on the guest list. Betrayal. A most banal thing in the life of a Nobilite, don't you think? I was stabbed in the back by my closest friend Theobald Orselio, the second keeper of Urak V and my mentor. On his instructions, my own people sabotaged the generators, blew up the shuttles, and brutally massacred the loyal servants of my mistress. Most unforgivably, they dared to take her prisoner. Greedy scum, I swear by the throne's light, their souls will perish in the darkness of the void.
Felek falls silent for a few moments and then furiously slams the end of his staff into the floor.
The madmen have captured Lady Kasha and are now torturing her upstairs while we are idly chatting down here. Help me rescue. I would never ask you for such a favor under different circumstances, and yet...
Felek takes his hand away from his ribcage, notices blood, and
winces
in
in on the
pain.
guest list.
And yet Lady Kasha's well-being is above all. I haven't got many people left, and my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. But you may actually succeed. In order to ascend to the mistress's chambers, you will need to remake a holy relic sanctified with the blood of Lady Orselio herself. This is the control rod of the elevator machine spirit. I have one part. I have a phylactery containing the mistress's blood. It needs to be taken to the laboratory, which is located behind one of the reliquary doors. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help to rebuild the rod. The tech priests ceaselessly performed the rites of appeasement so that the machine spirit would serve the house in its time of need. The fateful hour is now upon us. The station's main cogitator is situated in the guard room. Just enter the correct command sequence, and the sacred mechanism will do the rest. I never said the feat would be easy to accomplish. The path to the laboratory and the guard room is blocked by the very same madmen who took over the station. They will not negotiate and are not afraid of displeasing the novice Nobilite or So what have you decided? Descend into the Von Valancius line.
I love how I can just attack him. Fuck you. I'll just grab you, take him by force. Sign a contract with my protectorate. You know what? I'll do it for the good of the Imperium.
Felek nods curtly.
You should hurry then. We will stay here to hold the line and lick our wounds. Good luck, rogue trader. And may the Emperor's light be with you.
Oh shit, I need to check if I set up the drops too. Applications, movement prime. There was drops for this game. shit to be activated. Can I get drops on my own screen? Don't really need the autos companion on there anymore, but whatevs. And I'm forgetting what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Right. I want not bits, notifications. Lex Immorales drops. This linked? I'm so confused. I am very confused. Nope. How do I set up drops? Or do I have to have Lex Imperialis? Yeah, this is just leading me around in circles. Or is it in the settings of the game? Link your Switch account. Oh, stop doing this. So people that have it on Steam. I'm just getting confused and annoyed now. Switch page. I don't fucking know. Okay, fuck it. Fuck it. I give up. I'm gonna check the settings. Because I have to, it's just annoying me so much. It's none of these. Tutorials.
None shall stand in my way.
Okay.
Wait. Right.
The corpses were mauled by a force far beyond any mortal capacity. The faces are twisted in pain and the hands are fused with improvised weapons, tools, scissors, and cutlery.
Who are you? Why are you crying?
If the witch is talking about the enemies of humanity who set upon this abode of noble navigators, then our weapons will soon dispel their wicked misery.
So let's block that off. That's impossible.
The elevator's power is out.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
That was trippy. Why have we paused? Excuse me. Oh, is this a trap here?
The Emperor favors me today.
Interesting. And there's a trap over here too.
Never doubt me.
The Lady Navigator's statue looks pristine and new.
Household Celio, aren't they, my boys?
Take a knee and bow before me.
None of you shall survive.
Speeding, you can increase the animation speed, hold select. Okay, cool. Is this me? Or is this is a deer? Okay, let's get it right up there then. And then move the cover back here. This lady, I guess if I put her here and then I just start moving them out when the time comes. Yeah, so I can just move her right down here. Or even just like over here maybe?
What is this foreboding?
And then we'll try and zap this guy with some lightning. Both of them. Nice. Bye bye.
What the unfortunate turn of fate.
Right, we've got some special stuff here. One friendly creature. Let's give that to this lady. She is intense. question is, can I charge him from here? No. So let's change his weapons out. Just shoot him up a little bit.
I will do my duty.
Or just miss horribly. That's two.
My faith strengthens me. Weapon at the ready. Stay vigilant.
My patience has failed me.
Ooh.
Follow my lead.
How many of these motherfuckers is there? Jeez. Alright, let's start packing him with some sniper shots. Oh, I would love to be shooting him right now, but I guess I'll settle for this guy.
Nothing of value has been lost.
Now, I don't think I can move, but I can set this lady up.
Nothing I can't do.
Oh, maybe I can move. No, it's not. Okay, we're good.
Weather the storm. I must not falter.
Bring their morale.
They just shoot their own boy down. Dumbasses. Right, now let's get this lady right up in here. Yeah, look at them line of sights, god damn. Let's hit these guys with a nice hail of bullets. See how they like that one.
Faith without deeds.
We'll go with
As
run
the
and
Emperor
gun.
commands, I act.
Whammy them again. Maybe I'll just aim for this guy. I'll make things a bit simpler.
I'll do it. Strike in the trail.
Follow my lead.
What's the range on this like? Not bad at all. Bye bye. He's sending robos down after me. Can't say I'm a fan of that until the end of combat. What's enemies? Expose weakness. Is there any enemies around? Nothing.
Was that you? Or
Ooh, that's good. I've got line of sight from there. Snippety sniping time.
Suits my purposes. Housing me was your biggest mistake.
Now they all
I'll
do.
lay claim to the stars.
Now to the victor, the spoiled.
The library is full of treatises by the most distinguished scholars of the Imperium, from Astra Militarum tacticians to Adeptus Mechanicus Genes.
What about this loot that's right here? I want those. Give me that loot. What is it? Intercepted conversations. Interesting. Assuming that's just like everyone's shit.
I'm always ready. I'm tired of idleness. Let's
Let's
move.
look at the inventory now because I just picked up a bunch of stoof. Can I put this on? It's better than what I've already got. What is this? Armored body glove, flak chest plate. That feels like the flak chest plate is a much better thing to have going on. What's this? Blade shard. Okay. Already got a glove. Gloves and endurance. Ooh, cape. Quasi kind of cross follower. Each rank that. Yeah, boy. A fucking cape. Alright, let's kit out everyone else with some armor. Armored body glove, flak chest plate. 5%, 27. Yeah, fuck it. Let's get her out. And oh, she's already got something better, so that's fine. And him, he has something better too. So that's all good. Oh, the gloves. Suffers an injury or falls unconscious, plus 1 to damage. On them.
Follow my lead.
Right.
We shall prevail.
Stuck. I kind of want to loot everything before. What's this?
Excellent.
Statue by the famous Calazian sculptor and chronicler Zacharias Vernon the Magnificent. The 23rd year of this millennium. Original.
Oh, are you serious? Check the guard defender. No. Good. Guard defender. You can't want his shit. I want his loot, yo.
Victory awaits.
I don't really know which room to do first, so I guess I'll just loot this whole place up. And then go through them one by one. Oh shit, Medicare.
Most of these unfortunate souls took their own lives by slicing their guts wide open.
Need a Medicaid check for that? I gotta use your fucking eyes check. Books.
Something of interest.
Practice cargo. What's this? Meteorite chunk. Interesting. What we got here? We got water pistol. Grenades. Nice. What's this? Museum 5 sample. Cool.
A new challenge for me.
Right, so there's no doors up here, that's fine by me. Let's go and do this door first.
Halt.
Cellars,
I noticed
just gonna be a
something.
little side bit or something. Oh god, you fucking
The crew
dumbass.
continues to mourn Lady Theodora. I fear it may affect the performance of their duties in service of the Lord Captain.
Yeah, I mean,
Let the people
even as
grieve.
good as you.
Lady Theodora was with us so long that we started to believe she was immortal.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Ooh, that looks like a nice sword. Mars pattern sword. And with silk gloves with a +5 on persuasion. That sounds like it could be very useful. Let's use tech.
Done.
Unlocked.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Oh, Jesus. So are these guys just like losing their minds out here or something? Yeah, we'll just watch this. Dude's clearly lost his fucking mind, but we'll sit there. I'll sit there and watch him gun down every member of the fucking crew. Jesus, man. Dude's crazy.
Oh, I guess that was the plan.
None shall stand in my way.
Give me that loot, yo. So many doors here. What the fuck?
The fact that the person is still alive is evidenced only by barely audible groans.
Kill us all. What the fuck? No, I want to save these people. How can I save them? Awaken the cogitator spirit.
The cogitator's vid screen is covered in cracks and stained with dried blood. The buttons, switches, and levers were ripped out of the control panel with exceptional cruelty and scattered around the sacred mechanism that... You turn a few of the remaining dials and pull the activation lever. The cracked vid screen of the sacred engine flickers. The cogitator's insides emit creaks and groans and the lumens oscillate at random. It takes a while, but eventually the machine spirits do grant you access to the cogitator's systems. After a brief pause, the data appears on the vid screen. Felek or Celio. Location, main hall.
So most of them
Status,
are dead,
alive.
except for Felek and
Theobald,
Theobald.
the child. Location, upper chambers. Biometric parameters, rapid heartbeat, elevated body temperature, stress level exceeds the permissible limit. The archive data stored on the cogitator's local data crypt is partially corrupted, but you still manage to access. The Vox recording hisses for some time before you hear a voice. This is Officer AO282. Do you copy? Several generators overheated on the lower levels. Chambers A to D are unpowered. The Tech Priest crew sent to investigate the problem is not responding. Requesting back. The officer's speech is interrupted by Officer H123 speaking. 200 servants have perished due to explosive decompression of the living quarters. We've located traces of mechanical
God damn.
Senior station officers, this is the captain speaking. We attempted to contact the Winter Scale Scion for help. The following Vox recordings are too badly distorted to make out even a single word. Report X880 originator, classified. Date, classified. Report X886 originator, classified. Date, classified. Report X891 originator, classified.
Is this the child?
Date. The log is almost completely corrupted, but you managed to recover the latest entry. Identity confirmed, Regent Aronto or Celio. The yellow lights above the control panel flicker to life and a singular repeating message streams down the vid screen. Warning. Damage in technical compartment. Something buzzes in the cogitator's metallic gut. Several red lumens light up above the vid. You easily bypass the restrictions imposed on the sacred. Most of the encrypted data has been wiped. You find traces of the purge protocol. Recovery is impossible, but a list of the most recent commands, having been embedded in the machine spirit's consciousness, now flip. Exploring the archives for a while longer yields a surviving excerpt from the guard captain's report mentioning that the security system had recently been. The vid screen blinks and the mechanism. The system cannot carry out your command despite the eager compliance of the machine spirits. One thing is certain, the problem does not. The cogs within the sacred mechanism slowly start turning with heavy grinding. The cogitator's vid screen goes dark as if the machine spirits had fled their mechanical casket. But your assumption is incorrect, as it fills with static just a few moments later. You can barely make out an inscription. Warning. Data corrupted.
Oh, Jesus.
Processing, error. The vid screen lights up with a smattering of unfamiliar green symbols and you hear a peculiar click from somewhere behind you. The vid screen blinks and the mechanisms in the machine. A few. Processing query. Confirm. The vid screen blinks and the mechanisms in. You thank the machine spirits and reset the operating protocol.
Noise. Why can't I... What is going on here? What's this?
For some reason, the archenemy's twisted influence has found its way into the station.
Excellence matters.
Rob this fucker blind. This where I came from. No, this is not where I came from, because oh, this is where I came from, but I haven't been in here.
I better myself through my service.
Did she just... Okay, she did destroy that. That was scary.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Right, so I can only assume everything up here is all good. Can I not like talk to these guys and be like, yo?
You've has had his
Jesus.
tongue cut off, just like the rest of the lesser servants of House Urselio.
Heresy has found its way into the walls of this esteemed house. It is a black day for the Navi's Nobilite.
Locked.
The heavy door is secured by a sophisticated mechanical lock. There must be a way to unlock it from somewhere else.
Well, fuck if I know.
A new challenge for
playing
me.
around on that computer. What's this? Let's go back. Now that at least powered the elevator.
An expected result.
Hurry. Each minute may cost the mistress her life.
A control rod is required.
Well, where the fuck do I get a control rod? That must be what's behind that big heavy door.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
I won't tolerate weakness.
The cogitator's vid. You turn a few of the remaining dials and pull the activation lever. The cogs within the sacred mech. A shiver. Warning. Data corrupted. Processing. The cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station. The cogitator takes a few. The cogitator takes. You push a few buttons on the control panel, but the system rebels and keeps resetting your commands. The cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station's active systems and produces. The cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station's active systems and produces the following message. The protocol has been executed. The passage has been opened.
Oh no, that's what I wanted. Cool. That was scary. I was like, is this just like gassing me out now?
The vid screen blinks and the mechanisms in the machine. You thank the machine spirits and reset the operating protocol.
These guys are like not so gassed out now. No, still the same. Weird. Oh, goods. Don't mind if I do. Right, now we can go through this big old main door.
Synthetic amniotic fluid pools across the floor. Barely discernible traces stretch to the side opposite the entrance.
We need to investigate.
The caustic stench of reagent sears your nostrils and broken glass crunches underfoot. Somebody wanted to destroy the laboratory. Or find something.
Victory awaits.
Or find something and destroy the laboratory. Who's this guy? Charles influence, blah 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 blah. Okay, cool.
They all just lost their minds. Please don't kill me.
Flask. Interesting.
None shall stand in my way.
Oh, we just did it. I guess this other stuff is something else. Transducer. What does this do? Can I transduce things? Adamantine.
Something of interest.
Adamantine dust. Okay. I'm confused. I've done the things I need to do, so now it's backtrack time.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer. A new challenge for me?
A control rod is required.
Did I not just do that?
Felek Orselio looks a little better. His tangled hair is now neatly braided, his wounds are tightly bandaged, and there is some healthy color under the scales on his cheeks.
You dealt with the threat and powered the elevator. Well done. I trust you brought the activation rod as well. Remember, every second of hesitation may cost my mistress her life.
Idira suddenly cocks her head and drives her nails deep into her shoulder. Then she starts mumbling.
The crossroads. There are two paths, both stained with blood, both leading to the accursed eye. They all wear masks, so poor and flimsy, they fall at the slightest touch, one hiding a blind man, another a traitor. I cannot say. One is paved with blind faith, the other with hatred and treachery. Both lead to tragedy. You simply have to decide what kind of tragedy you like the most. My whisperers are giggling nastily. They will not speak, the naughty little things. They say that tearing off the masks is your concern.
Idira nods tired.
This station has enough problems without your sorcery, Psyker.
Felek waves Idira.
You think they are worth the life of my mistress?
Who is this child?
You meddled with something that should have been left alone.
The keeper folds his arms and shakes his head disapprovingly.
The child is what the station's servants call Lady Kasha, for the commoners' dirty mouths must not sully her name by uttering it. You see, it is not beneficial for all servants to have their vocal organs altered. Some prove to be more useful when they are still able to speak.
No shit.
Felek gives an indifferent shrug.
That's why they are insane. Will you really heed the ramblings of retainers who dare to raise their hand against the scions of a noble bloodline? Did you really think mere servants could plan a coup? The senior officers are just as guilty. Half of my guards butchered one another because they suspected treason. As for the real culprit, the coup was staged by those closest to the mistress. As I'm sure you are aware, there were two keepers of the station. Your guess is absolutely correct. Theobald Orselio, the demented old man obsessed with Lady Kasha and her power. and also the one to blame for the woes that have befallen Urak V and our noble line. Which means he did it before the report was filed, or maybe after, or...
Felek's stern face twists in disgust.
You dare suspect me of what happened? The one who is going out of his way to preserve what little there is still left? By the God Emperor, you will keep... I was lenient, this is true, and in the end, I paid a steep price for it. Just look at the destruction around us. The insurgents have left almost nothing of my home.
The Keeper spits out the last few words with particular bitterness. Felek nods wearily.
I suppose it is time to remove my mask. Congratulations, you've got me. But did you really expect me to be sincere this entire time? To welcome you with open arms, an ally of Tisiphone and her monster? The accursed child who has tormented the navigators of House Urselio for years. Don't make me laugh. You arrived to help her completely destroy our house, and I cannot let that happen. You do not?
Felek hesitates for quite a while.
In that case, accept my sincere apology for the deception and my earlier behavior. I had no intention of making an enemy of a Von Valancius and Theobald and his followers, just mindless fanatics serving this evil. Lady Cassia is a scion of a merciless tyrant, but it is not her relation to Tisiphone that is terrifying. She is a monster whose powers drive servants insane in mere turns. A cursed child who can kill and navigate... Pity.
Felek squares his shoulders and gestures to his guards.
I was hoping to find an ally in you, but now you are merely delaying the sorrowful end of your story. Prepara tudi.
Doubt is for the weak. It's why I was chosen.
It will be done. Gray hair, sure hand. At your beck and call. My faith strengthens me.
Damn. Whoa.
Stay vigilant.
I've never felt pain like this.
Not a problem for me. Suits my purposes.
Follow my lead.
Another one is down? Absurd.
Rejoice in battle!
They are really annoyingly like spread out. He's in cover. He's really trying to get both of these guys.
I'll do it.
I guess I can use one and go. Go for it again. It's probably better to kill this guy. It's a wound too.
Faith without deeds can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Okay, charge.
Grey hair? Sure have. Indeed. I took care of this one.
Nice. Oh, nice dodge.
This is the body.
Okay, snipe this motherfucker's right next to me because it's gotta go. Oh dear.
Break their morale.
From the ashes are
No.
the rise.
If they kill her, I'm fucked. Again, probably better kill someone.
Is a prayer. I'll do it.
Does that give me, don't really know what that does, but okay.
Doubt is for the weak.
A tactically sound approach.
Target's too close. Fuck's sake.
That's not the social
too
stuff.
far.
Someone
Shoot
else
him.
can do this.
Okay, let's drop. Right, now you, matey, have also got Sky.
is unacceptable.
Took her out, didn't they?
Follow my lead. I will do my duty.
Oh, not with the axe. You're supposed to use a fucking this thing.
At your beck and call, an exemplary strike.
Alright, and this guy. I guess maybe I can snipe him from here.
Let's see how they respond to this. I'll pass.
And on side. Can't shoot this guy.
Not my
And
specialty.
on side. Lane. Well, I guess I'll fuck that one up.
My faith strengthens me.
Yeah, nice try, you son of a bitch.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
It's time to die.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Standard attack should do the job.
Victory is in one fewer target. Nothing of value has been lost. I'll lay claim to the stars.
Let's see what this motherfucker's up to.
The pale figure with unnaturally long limbs covers her face with her hands, which are deformed with talon-like nails. Her deathly pale face is coated with blood that continually streams from her scarlet-misted eyes. Her spiny gills, slightly hidden under her dishevelled hair, twitch nervously at your approach. Only now do you notice the third eye on the young woman's forehead, hidden by a jewelled ornament. And when your eyes meet, you sense overwhelming, soul-smothering power. You are enveloped in despairing grief, and an invisible hand closes around your throat, cutting off your breath. Your limbs seem to fill with lead, your heart hammers in your chest, and the desire to turn and flee from... Idira emits something between a moan and a drawn-out whimper.
Oh. As if my own little pals weren't bad enough, now this one's barging into my head. Somebody... Heresy.
Argenta looks at the tall figure with a strange mixture of anger and sadness. Then she lowers... She wearily shakes her head and lets out a drawn-out sound similar to both the sob and the howl of a small, wounded animal.
What is happening? Was someone calling my name? Are all the betrayers dead already? And you, who are you?
Unease settles over her features and she nods cautiously.
Pardon my manners, Aku. I did not expect to make such a gracious acquaintance in such a time of great sorrow for our house. What is this? I feel faint.
The heavy-set old man, who has been kneeling nearby, erupts into low sobs. His eyes, swollen from crying, dart desperately around the room, as though the veil of ignorance has just been ripped away from them.
The child, Lady Kasha, where are you? Sacred child, throne preserve.
Despite his venerable age, the navigator leaps up and rushes to the young woman's side.
You.
The old man shifts, revealing his face to you. It is threaded with jet black veins, and his bulging, milky eyes bear a striking resemblance to those of a dead fish. A sickly sweet scent assaults your nostrils, as if the old man's flesh is rotting inside his decaying husk.
Very nice.
My eyes fail me, for they are unable to make you out as either enemy or ally. I'm warning you, one wrong move will bring the wrath of House Orselio down upon your head.
Watch out, Lord Captain. This one's so deranged it's making the whispers shriek like crazy. He might just open that eye of his.
Oh, he's one of the navigators that I need.
Threatening the head of the dynasty is a grave offense, esteemed, whoever you are.
Abelard places a hand on his weapon.
I'll grant that you do not look like pirates who have come coveting the riches of a wrecked station, but like scoundrels in Felic's service. So who are you? Another rogue trader in our corner of the galaxy? How interesting. Your kind always make an appearance in desperate times, ready to cut a deal that benefits one side alone. Given that you have not so far drawn your weapons, your intentions are probably peaceful. And so House Orselio now asks a service of you. Save the life of the child in exchange for future cooperation. Do not...
Hope glimmers in the navigator's milky eyes.
Save the sacred child. Take her away from this station. I fear I do not have long left.
A bluish rivulet trickles down the old man's chin, and he wipes the mutated blood brusquely away with his sleeve. You glimpse strange burns covering his flesh under his clothing. The slightest movement must be causing him unbearable.
Save the child and deliver her safely to Regent Eranto, acting head of House Orselio, in the Koronus Expanse. Rest assured that the reward will be worth your effort.
I know we came here for a navigator, but after everything we've seen, I've got some reservations about this girl.
Argenta looks at Cassia, and a painful furrow appears on her brow.
Such a fragile thing with such a heavy burden upon her shoulders.
Felek is my wayward student. He came to Urak V as a callow youth. I personally mentored him and entrusted him with the care of the child. He was like a son to me, but he proved to be just another traitor. He sought to steal our most precious treasure, the heir of our house, our sacred child, to revel in power with others like him, casting our house into the abyss, to pervert the centuries-long traditions. You can see the fruits of his villainy for yourself. He decided he was not bound by his duties to the legacy of the greatest of our novators, to Symphony Orselio, who led our house to prosperity for countless years. Foolish boy, the renegades clouded his mind. They sought to seize control of the dynasty before the sacred child had come of age and taken up the novator's throne.
Theobald shrugs indifferently.
My service to the house is coming to an end. The wounds Felek inflicted on my flesh will never heal. I am dying, praise the throne, slowly enough to see that the child is taken care of.
But Theobald only shakes his head.
No, I'm the keeper of Urak V, and I will perish along with my station. On that... Is that so? Please share your thoughts. Good. That is good.
The old man nervously licks his lips.
But do allow us to say our proper farewells.
Wake up, my mistress, my sacred child. It is all over now. It is over.
What happened? You... I remember...
Child, please, listen to me very carefully. One last time. You will now embark on a voyage with this lord to rejoin the house and its regent in the Koronus Expanse. to accompany you on this journey.
No! Not you too! Don't leave me alone in this violet brown haze! You're coming with me! Your mistress is giving you an order. Do you hear me?
Mistress, I fear this will be your only order that I dare to disobey. I am the keeper of Urak 5, and alas, I have less than a day left in me. Allow me to serve you one last time and honor my final duty to House Orselio. I will remain on the station and destroy the secrets it holds.
Okay. Oh, headache. A little bit of a headache.
Oh, Theobald. What need have I for your regrets?
Anytime you try and be nice to anyone in this game, they're like, go fuck yourself.
Before. What are you going to do to me?
Do not fear what is to come, child. You are ready to guide any vessel. I know this because I taught you myself. And it is difficult to imagine more worthy company than a rogue trader. But remember, your safety is of paramount importance. Get to the Great Regent and fulfill your destiny.
I beg your pardon, but what about my servants? Urak 5 is still full of people loyal to House Orselio. Accompanying a rogue trader on their travels is an honor for any navigator. Let us go. I can no longer bear the sight of the deathly pale shadows that drape the bodies of the fallen.
Follow my lead.
Oh, nearly missing out on Luke. Gimme me it.
The Lady Navigator's private library is brimming with essays, novels, and personal accounts from the trailblazers and explorers of the Imperium.
What do I have to do to lower those? It wasn't letting me. Okay, back to the ship.
Lord Captain, Lady Navigator, welcome aboard. The Sanctum Navies has been prepared for the communion ritual, but if the Lady Navigator wishes to rest in her quarters first.
Your heart starts beating furiously, your breaths come short and choppy, and your fingertips tingle unpleasantly. You notice that Victus is shivering slightly, and the crew are glancing around in puzzlement, searching for the source of this sudden wave of unease. Without even looking at the Vox Master, Cassie waves her away.
First I wish to speak with the rogue trader. Leave us. Oh, of course, when you are ready for the ritual, please let me know.
Cassia sweeps her pensive gaze over Victus, then, lowering her lashes slightly, turns to you. After a few seconds' hesitation, Cassia lets out a small exhale and then raises her pointed chin.
I have not yet thanked you for saving me on the station. My thoughts were clouded with so much mournful ash when Theobald's heart stopped, but you acted honorably and did not exploit me in my wretched position. I am also deeply grateful that you saved my servants, especially my valet. You've served on the station for more than 5 years, much longer than any who preceded him. He knows how to properly attend to me during journeys through the Immaterium and what to serve me for breakfast. His presence envelops me in a cloak of amber. But now,
Cassia throws back her shoulders.
I am ready to go to the Sanctum Navis and perform the sacred rite. I require brushes, canvas, and the best paints you have on board. But no red.
Cassia gestures toward the servant standing beside her.
You will give of his blood before the ritual. As always. I doubt the uninitiated could understand the mysteries of navigation, but I shall try to explain the essence of it. I must merge my mind and will with the machine spirit of the ship, so that I become one with the vessel.
Cassia lifts a lock of hair from the back of her neck, revealing gilded implant ports.
After that, I use the House Orcelia ritual, which I am loath to reveal to you, to free my mind of all errant thoughts. Then it is time to open my third eye and peer into the depths of the warp itself. Among the nightmarish visions, mirages, and creatures of the abyss, only the light of the Emperor is the truth that will lead me from star to star, from system to system. Oh, the light, the guiding thread, so fine it can slip from one's grasp at any moment.
Cassia unfurls her hand as though dropping something.
But you have nothing to worry about. The navigators of House Orcelio never lose their course.
Cassie nods in thanks.
I shall take my leave of you for the duration of the rite. I ask that you do not follow me. Few can survive the gaze of my warp eye when it is opened. Lord Captain, I will oversee the open channel between the Lady Navigator and the bridge. And may the Emperor's light help us all.
The Voxcaster in the Sanctum Navis picks up the susurration of clothes, pious chanting, and the metallic clicking of implants. Then the serene voice of the Lady Navigator breaks the silence, initiating communion ritual. Come here, you've. The exultant ring of metal freed from its scabbard. The low sob of the servant. The rhythmic drip of liquid on canvas. The faint whisper of the brush. Go. Footsteps hurrying away. I see violet vortexes lashing an ocean with a million flails, an umber shadow spinning over the surface in a fiery dance, a storm rising above foaming waters. Armadas drowning in fog, the path from one end to another cannot be seen. And here, beyond the wall of glass, a daughter forsaken by her father yearns for her brother. And the sun's pale disk goes in tireless pursuit, or of her? No, all of me. Its frozen rays lie that spring is here. The light is deadened. The great ruler is gone. The Vox Master recoils at Cassia's words and accidentally snaps what were cogitate to leave us. The panel beneath her fingers emit sparks, and the Voxcaster falls silent. She quickly flips a series of switches and bows guiltily. My abject apologies for cutting off.
Smoke the blunt! Please smoke the blunt!
I have never heard the warp speaking through a navigator before. The connection is restored now. It will not happen again.
Okay, so C2 you receive 5 lashes now. Let's see if she's okay and like that.
Soul shredding screams drown out the Vox transmission. The servants in the Sanctum Navis are howling and shrieking like wild beasts, moaning in pain, their throats roar from the strain. And then sudden silence. The dull thud of dropping bodies proclaims their fate.
I was frozen today!
Wow, that's really loud.
It appears the servants were part of the Lady Navigator's rite. As it was for her predecessor, I will arrange for the bodies to be removed from the Sanctum Navis after the ritual, or what is left of them.
Shit, Bobo, hit that shit!
Rogue Trader, I fear I have unfortunate news. Endless blackness has spread across the canvas,
Yeah, I
dividing
will
what
slap
should be
you in the
held in
teeth.
two, and my sight cannot glimpse the light of the Emperor as clearly as before. I cannot turn around,
Oh,
my
man,
brush
I forget
only
half
draws me
these.
onward. The way is blocked. You hear a heavy exhale, rustling fabric, and metallic clicking. By the Emperor's grace, the ritual was successful. Your vessel's temperament presented a challenge. Its cold steel grip did not allow me to breathe freely even for a second. It was as if the depths of the ship housed not only machine spirits, but something other. Now I will retreat to my chambers to recover my strength. Send for me if you have need of me. Lord Captain, congratulations on acquiring a navigator. Please spare me a few moments of your time, as there are several matters that require your attention. First of all, I wish to report on the condition of the station, Uric V. Had you opted to begin your visit to the Reichard system with a different destination, the station could have become critically unstable. Fortunately, the decision to immediately visit the representatives of the Navi's Nobilite bought us precious time. We can either focus our efforts on disassembling the station and procuring technological components for our own vessel, or attempt to save as many valuables as we can.
I mean... I'm not going to stoop to pillaging, I'm being a good...
As you command, Lord Captain.
Yes, you fucking right.
With your permission, I would also like to remind you that we are still looking for an engine seer prime.
Where's my...
Both the vessel and its machine spirits are in desperate need of oversight by an experienced tech priest. We are also missing some crew, and, much more importantly, we have not yet located Heinrich van Calix, the right hand of the Lord Inquisitor. Now we know for certain he was not at Uric V, so we should keep this in mind when making any future plans.
Peaked, D? Let me tell you something. I haven't even begun to peak. And when I do peak, you'll know.
As it pleases
because
you,
I'm gonna
Lord
peak so
Captain.
hard that everybody in Philadelphia is gonna feel it. I'm in my prime.
In my fucking...
Oh, God damn it! I don't care if you're old! Seize the gap! You old fat bitch! You fat bitch!
Such a classic.
Lord Captain, there is some commotion on the officer's deck. The Lady Navigator has left her quarters and is currently in the wardroom, where uninitiated crew members are shunning her in terror. Perhaps you should find out what has brought Cassid to the deck.
Did I spell it wrong? Unacceptable. I'll do it on my phone, which puts a fucking space in between.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable!
Oh, I love lemon grab. Do I have... I must have had other lemon grab ones in here. Oh yeah. I got one for when you peace out. That should work. I don't know why. Maybe it's having some sort of timeout thing. Which it shouldn't be.
Oh, you go fuck yourself in your fat fucking ass.
Right, I'm gonna check the settings. Sound files.
Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
There's so many settings I just get immediately like bogged down. Like I don't want. Must be a settings section for this. Import, edit, remove settings. There it is. Okay, global soundfly user cooldown. Let's turn that off. That's what the problem was. That's why we do one and then be like, nah. How about nah?
This isn't over until I say it's over!
That was loud and angry. Right. I see you are fond of reading.
This. I found this fascinating reading on the shelves.
I've still got the
And I
classic.
must say, it has caught my eye. Its every chapter is written in verse.
Hope I did it
find
right.
it
Press man!
Yeah,
Oh, fighter of the night, man! Oh, champion of the sun! Why don't follow me?
I should make that one just by without the exclamation mark.
Urak 5 had a vast archive of its own, of course.
Ooh, they've given her a voice actor now.
Most of the works within had to do
Saying
with
it's
scholarly
just like-
disciplines of some sort or another.
Really doesn't want to
Only in
make
my
up his
sparse
mind.
moments of respite was I allowed
What's
to
voice
escape
acted
into the
and what's
pages
just
of more
fucking
embellished works.
Huge chunks of text. Okay, the events must have shaken you greatly. Your only tenant is your valet. Do my servants not measure up? Hope you've had ample time. I think that's how she is.
One should not
Every time.
underestimate the navigators of House Orcelio, Lord Captain. Like a shawl of pale smoke.
Okay, I can't tell what
A
kind
faint
of answer that
malaise
is.
hangs
Any
upon
time
my
in this, you're
shoulders.
like,
But it will
how's it
not
going?
be
I'll be
the
nice.
slightest
They're like,
hindrance
go
to my
fuck
duty to
yourself.
humanity. And
Alright, I don't
my
need you to
duty
ask me if
to
I'm
you.
nice. I'm a fucking warrior. Like, it's crazy town.
There are people on this ship who are far more impulsive and dangerous to others, and far less devoted to the God Emperor than a herald of the Navis nobility. But I did not need your words to see the shades of umber unease that whirl around your subjects whenever I am near. Were I not acquainted
Mate,
with such
I was
reaction,
trying to be nice.
I could have found their behavior in your question just now insulting.
Yeah, of course you will, because everyone finds anything that I say in this game
No,
insulting.
It is not that at all, Lord Captain. It is just that Uwe is quite capable of carrying out his duties by himself.
Fucking royal
He
is.
is well accustomed to my whims and preferences.
Whims and preferences.
Cassia cringes ever so slightly, adjusts the adornment on her forehead, then awkwardly hides her clawed fingers in the folds of her clothes. The unnatural appearance of navigators often becomes the topic of gossip among lowly servants and officers alike. It is unsurprising, then, that Cassie prefers the company of one who is used to how she looks.
That's why she doesn't like my people.
Lord Captain,
Oh, bugger!
kindly explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions. Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying. You are behaving as if you possessed a shred
I
of
do have more lemon
fellow
grab
feeling
ones.
for one such as I.
I'm waiting for some sort of survival game to be using the shit out of this.
They broke the door! The door is broken now! Fix the door!
Oh, lemon grab.
I
It's a
beg your
shame
pardon, Lord
Justin
Captain.
Roiland is whatever
That was
he is,
no way for a
because
navigator to conduct herself.
lemon grab is one of the greatest characters of all time. I don't know if someone took over. He sounds a lot more like him when he does Lemon Hope. Sweet little lemon hope, pass me a lemon rope. Nothing to apologize for. I'm gonna call her a mutant. Alright, here we go. Adventure Time, oh you should, so fucking good. So good. I only got to like season 6, I think, but goddamn. Magic Man is so quotable. Like, you're gonna be like, you're gonna have twice as many sound effects after that shit. Because it's fantastic. I will tell her she has nothing to apologise for and that emotions are natural and it's natural to share them with others. Seems like a nice answer. I bet she's like, go fuck yourself.
Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now.
Oh no, instead she's
Your
like,
words and
I'm
attention
so
have
sad.
reminded me of
Everyone
my
I know is
conversation.
dead.
Of Theobald and Felek. I do not
I'm
understand.
fucking down, man.
They were merely the keepers of Urak 5. So why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here? At the same time, I find myself
Ooh.
overwhelmed with new excitement
Yeah,
and
happy.
anticipation.
Whatever she is, lady.
At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls
Lady?
and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages
Oh
of
my
books.
god.
Your ship alone
This
is
is
a
like
treasure
Baldur's
trove
Gate,
of
kinda
remarkable
bang on.
artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond.
That's
but
not quite good. Into the
Must
privacy of my
seem childish
chambers.
to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing.
Oh my god, some of these are fucking harsh, man. Let's say she's captivated me since I first set eyes on her.
Words like that,
Ooh, it's
Lord
all
Captain,
glowy.
could easily be misconstrued.
Oh, no,
You
it
should
doesn't.
familiarise yourself with some of the works in your
Good thing I
library to
wasn't
learn
too
the
forward.
appropriate manner of conversing with a lady.
Struggling to maintain an expression of polite indifference, Cassia covers her burning face and swiftly exits the room.
Oh, she was blushing. She like it. Love that clumsy animation right there. Ooh. How to express your feelings to a noble lady. Wow. Look at this, look, just fucking like, might as well just give me a book to read, like, blah blah blah, yeah, I ain't, my fucking, oops. My text to chat thing, whatever it's called, text to speech, ain't working on it, so I am not gonna sit there and read that out. Is that everything in this section? I don't even know if I had that smoke, I think I just kept like moving shit around. Let's get that done.
Lord Captain, sorry to disturb you. Victis pauses, as if listening to something. It's pandemonium outside the bridge gate. One of the officers seems to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Wasirian's voice. In any case, I wanted to warn you in advance.
Appreciate it, bro. This is unacceptable.
The everyday sounds of the bridge are disrupted by voices raised in anger, a Bellard's voice the loudest of all.
This is not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a highborn brat out on a lark. Explain yourself, Lieutenant.
The young woman standing before Abelard strives with all her might not to quail under the onslaught of her superior's anger. She falters but then manages to look him in the eye and say,
Very well, Lieutenant. You may address the Lord Captain, not least because I see you have already seen fit to disturb him. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of belligerence toward a higher-ranking officer will be logged on your personal file.
Lord Captain. Lieutenant of Relevant, requesting permission to speak.
Vent falls silent and then adds rashly,
On a matter of extreme importance and urgency.
Jeez, no, I'll just listen.
This matter cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks on orders to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary. But I am convinced that this step is unwarranted, and that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers.
Vent is almost trembling with tension as she delivers her speech, her face extremely pale. Abelard, in no hurry to intervene, lets out a skeptical huff. He glances at Sourback, who is standing not far from him, but she maintains a stony expression.
Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of Seneschal Wasirian, and to intervene in what's happening on the lower decks, because very soon we will have a mutiny or a massacre on our hands.
Vent reels off the last words as though she knows them by heart. She has clearly been preparing to say them for some time. When she is finished, she casts an anxious glance at Abelard, then at you.
The situation could boil over at any minute, so I'll give you the condensed version. It all began when the enforcers found a cultist amulet on the body of someone who'd been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported it up the chain immediately, arranged for a cleansing rite to be performed, and opened
I would not deem it a problem worthy of the rogue trader's attention. The lower decks, as it so happens, are in revolt. 30-some years ago, we even had a revolutionary leader rise up who dared to establish workers' rule across the entire ship. It took a month to restore order, but even 8 years later, we were still battling rumors that the hero had survived his execution and was on the verge of gathering people to fight against tyranny once more.
Abelard scoffs.
Needless to say, the rumors were baseless. As for the current situation, we have sufficient enforcers to deal with it.
Yeah, I'm not going to use enforcers.
But on this ship, the word of the Lord Captain carries more weight than a salvo from 100 bolters. Yeah. I'm sure that if the rogue trader...
I dread to think what problem you will disturb the rogue trader with next. Perhaps you will ask the Lord Captain to break up brawls in the mess room. I have already given you the means to...
If I may, your lordship, sending a hit squad to crush the...
I shall explain.
Abelard intones grimly.
I beg you to hurry.
I will not hurry. Since my competence is under scrutiny, I shall speak for as long as I see fit. There's an established order to the way things are done on this ship, and one of the pillars of that system is that the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It is the Seneschal's role to ensure that. I have always handled internal problems myself, so, of course, when I received information about cultists hiding on the lower decks, I took the matter in hand. So long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodora von Valancius will find refuge on her ship.
You were far too heavy-handed, Seneschal Wasirian. Arrests, interrogations, mass punishments for entire sectors. It has driven the people to the brink.
Vent says bitterly.
Now there is a strike on the lower decks, in Depot 4, to be precise. 3 worker clans are involved, but many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into an all-out insurrection.
What is Depot 4?
Depot 4 is one of the poorest sectors on the lower decks. It is home to clans of general laborers. They are not as valuable to the ship as the families who have served its special...
Depot 4 is poor and troubled. But at worst that means drunken fights and illegal rotgut brewing. We have handled the workers of Depot 4 in the past. We would...
I see no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of my authority, guided exclusively...
For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower decks, stop the assault unit, and speak directly to the people. You will see that they are not lying, or harboring heretics. That way, you will stop the uprising before it begins. Lord Captain, unlike Lieutenant Vent, I respect the chain of command and realize that it is not within my right to challenge my superiors.
Sourback bows her head in Abelard's direction. However, a moment later, a serpentine smile appears on her lips.
That being said, while I entirely share Master Wasirian's opinion on what Fate Depot 4 deserves, I must note that this insubordination is a direct consequence of practices that he himself has introduced.
Mistress Sourback, I see you have decided to follow the lieutenant's example after all. Such behavior does you no credit.
Lord Captain, I swear that Seneschal Wasirian has never granted me any privileges, never once advocated for me, nor facilitated my promotions. Although, he is the man who convinced me to become an officer in the first place.
Okay, so I don't really know what I'm supposed to get from that.
To prepare new generations of the Dynasty's servants, to instruct them, and to separate those with potential from those who have exhausted it. That is my duty as... Mistress Sourback, can you recall an occasion where I would encourage an officer to disobey their...
None, Seneschal, for there have been no such cases in the entire time I have served aboard this ship. If anyone were to claim otherwise, I would have them pay for insulting your honor with blood. Your conduct... That you distinguish some of them and know them by name is tantamount to walking around the officers' deck handing...
Evidently, my officers are anything but a shining example of unity and adherence today. I have only myself to blame.
I'll deal with the person.
Praise the Emperor.
Vent cannot contain her relief.
Thank you, Lord Captain.
Abelard grits his teeth slightly.
An enterprise...
Lord Captain, I regret that the enforcers were unable to handle the situation, which then led to your and the Seneschal's involvement. I consider it my duty to go to Depot 4 myself, and see to the expedient resolution of this incident.
That's fine. Sure, I'll take everyone. What's the deal? I'm not gonna kill my people, like, what are they trying to set me up for here? I don't intend on being a douchey captain. Mate.
Abelard reflexively wipes the sweat from his brow in a startlingly human gesture, and a telling one, a rare moment where he allows his age and weariness to show through his armor-like veneer of self-assurance.
The lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret. Of course they were. The organization of the daily, routine life of the ship rests upon my shoulders. The mountain of challenges and problems from which I endeavor to insulate you, Lord Captain. The situation on the lower decks has been a cause for concern, and I have intervened personally on more than one occasion. That must be why they remember me. They do not know your face. To them, you are akin to a creature of legend, one who has stood on the steps of the Golden Throne, no less. Whereas I am the...
I won't tolerate weakness.
I still do not see our purpose in coming here.
The sounds of a heated discussion reverberate through the ship's bays. Lieutenant Avrilla Vent of the ship's enforcers is barring the path of her superior, Master-at-Arms Jocasta Sourback, who has arrived clad in armor. Judging by their expressions and tone, the standoff has dragged on for some time already and has now reached boiling point.
So...
Lieutenant Vent, my patience is wearing thin. I cannot comply with that order.
Vent looks shaken, but there is fire in her eyes.
This is my deck and my sector. So long as this area remains under the Lord Captain's special oversight, no action can be taken without my...
So not all my lessons fall on deaf ears.
Abelard mutters in crabby approval. He does not clarify.
Your Lordship.
Noticing you, the two officers snap to attention and salute, their subordinates following suit a moment later.
Your Lordship, my people have locked down the bay where the strikers are, including their leaders. We have the situation under control, Lieutenant. I came here to lead an investigative unit, and what do I see? The rabble is on the verge.
Crazy.
Abelard's mouth twists.
Right you are, Lord Captain. Allow me to wish you good luck.
Hope gleams in Lieutenant Vent's eyes.
It's about time.
A dozen pairs of eyes stare apprehensively at you. The people before you are typical inhabitants of the lower decks. You take in their simple clothing, crude weapons, and faces that display varying levels of mutation, from the barely discernible, to the strange, to the outright grotesque.
Bit harsh.
A whisper passes through the crowd, and you detect a mixture of fear, astonishment, and joy in their reactions. Finally, 3 people break away from the crowd, an elderly woman and 2 men. These must be the leaders. They bow clumsily before you.
Lord Captain, you have come down to us. As striking? That's news to us. Why, your lordship?
Says a tall, thin man in worker's garb.
All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think.
Seems reasonable.
Shut up, Rivet.
Snaps the old woman, who turns her hostile dark eyes on you.
Here's the deal, your lordship. Your damned enforcers are all over us down here. They say they're looking for cultists. One wrong word and they're reaching for their batons. If they want to punish someone, they turn off the heating to whole bays for a week at a time. So we get sick and freeze. In my clan, 2 little ones died from inflammation in their lungs, all because of those enforcers.
The old woman spits on the floor and rubs at the spittle with the toe of her worn-out shoe. Argenta does not interrupt the workers, but you see the sadness well in her eyes when the children's deaths are mentioned.
It's all true. Vent is the only enforcer officer who stood up for us. It's clear as day who had a mother from the lower decks, and who grew up amidships and has no fellow feeling toward us.
The grim man with a scarred face throws up his arms.
Your lordship, we're no villains here. We're honest workers, your servants. We've plotted no disorder. We went on strike openly, and now we got guns pointed at us. All we're doing is asking to be allowed to work in peace without... I authorize the use of all necessary measures to locate Chaos worshippers hiding in this sector. The specific steps taken by the officers were not reported to me.
Abelard frowns, clearly disgruntled at having to explain himself in the workers' presence.
Nevertheless, I'm certain that their actions were justified. Cultists are no drunken stevedores. They are the enemy and a threat to the ship.
The rabble understands only one language, Lord Captain, that of violence. As per regulations, should the laborers persist in their unwillingness to cooperate, the next step is limiting air supply and cutting off water, which is almost certain to restore order. The peasants can grumble all they want, but in the end, they are the source of their own misery. All they have to do is bow their heads and fall in line, and the need for punitive measures will disappear. Would you look at this? The exalted Lord Captain himself is asking us bilge rats what we want. Well, here's what. We want you to rein in your damned enforcers, to quit turning off the heat, and to stop battering everything that moves. No, that's not it. We want the enforcers gone from here, and we want to be armed. Give us arms, and we'll govern ourselves. We'll defend ourselves if these cultists do show their faces. I've been leader of my clan for 20 years now. Getting rid of these club-wielding thugs can only improve things around here.
You gone too far, old man. They'll never let the maggots on the lower decks live without the enforcers breathing down their necks. They probably even insist on enforcers on the upper decks too. As for weapons, what do we need them for? Before the first day's out, we'll have someone shooting their neighbor out of stupidity or drunkenness. We don't need that. If the enforcers stop hassling us, that'll be enough. In return, we'll find the scavengers who robbed the cultist bodies, and we'll talk to them, one lower decker to another. If there are any more of those damned amulets about, we'll hand them over to the enforcers ourselves.
Sounds reasonable.
You speak for yourself and your clan, and I'll speak for me and mine. I don't want empty gestures. I want real change. They'll promise us the world now, but as soon as the Anointed One turns his back, these brutes will be on us even harder than before. All because we dared to speak out.
The tall worker's eyes dart between the 2 arguing leaders. Every few seconds, he opens his mouth as if planning to agree, but each time he falls silent, simply making a few vague noises of approval.
The story about going scavenging for boots and accidentally picking up a heretical amulet doesn't convince me. These people were moments away from rebelling and, possibly, becoming minions of the archenemy. We must not give them what they want. Even if they did acquire something innocently, purely out of their own stupidity, that does not mean they're not tainted with corruption.
You talk about them with such
What begins as
disdain.
petty thievery can turn into a far graver problem. I've seen it before.
Abellard's face darkens momentarily.
In my second war, there was a sergeant in the Imperial Guard regiment that was stationed nearby. The sergeant took an ordinary pocket knife from the body of a heretic, and his whole unit lost their lives for it. When they finally managed to break into the barracks, they found not a single survivor, only the pocket knife, which had grown through all the rows of beds like a metal choking vine. So, when it comes to scavengers, malcontents, strikers, or whatever they'll turn into next, my verdict is simple: give them no quarter.
Give the rabble a grox, and they will take an agri-world, Lord Captain. They only understand brute force, and will interpret any concession as a sign of weakness. Giving them weapons and recalling the enforcers would be folly. It would only be a matter of time before we had a full-scale mutiny on our hands.
Yeah, but you also tortured them and kind of put us in this position where they hate us. The forces will be returned and you'll be given weapons. Let's see how you cope. I don't really want to give them weapons. Let's just try the coercion.
The tall worker they call Rivet shrugs and casts a sidelong look at the old woman.
Old man, listen. Listen. The Lord Captain himself has come down to us and is offering concessions. And I don't know a single person in the whole of Depot 4 who's ever stood next to the rogue trader, let alone talk to them. Back down. Now's no time for you to be a stubborn old crow. Listen to us, old man. The 3 clans of Depot 4 ought to act as one. We've made our minds up. It's your turn to decide. Don't ask them to disband the enforcers or give us weapons. We don't need any of that.
The old woman hisses in dissatisfaction.
You two are ganging up on me, is that it? So brave you are against an old woman. But I'll shut up. I will, indeed. I won't go against 2 clan leaders on my own. If you want to make peace with the enforcers, make your peace.
That's great, just fantastic. Lord Captain, we're all agreed.
And it's decided. Persecution.
Your Lordship, thank you. You have not abandoned us lower deckers. You came yourself and settled everything. I'll tell my grandchildren about this. Of course, Your Lordship, we'll root out any nasty business faster than the enforcers, and we'll leave no stone unturned.
I do kind of believe that community is the best way to stop chaos, I suppose. Take whatever you will analogy from that. Okay, so now we're
none shall stand in my way.
Deal with this.
This page is where the start of each shift is marked. The last mark is missing. The workers went on strike.
What that do?
The heat sink warms the air around it to a scorching temperature. This is the warmest part of the bay. The workers have even dragged deck chairs here.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
The heat sink warms the air around it to a scorching temperature. This is the warmest part of the bay. The workers have even dragged deck chairs here.
Right. Lord Captain. Lower deck rabble. Right,
I'd love to see how they live on the upper decks, even just once.
come with me.
I was born in this sector, and it looks like I'll die here too.
Stopping unexpectedly, Abelard imperiously dismisses the unit to stand at a distance and addresses your other companions, saying,
I have an urgent matter to discuss with the Lord Captain. Please give us a moment.
I'm not happy with what you did.
Abelard looks at you, and his last vestiges of restraint vanish.
Well, are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain? You kowtowed to the disloyal rabble. You believed their lies and showed them leniency. Next time the ship is attacked by cultists, that rabble will welcome them in with open arms and allow them to wreak whatever havoc they like because they see you as a weak leader.
They see me as fair.
Is that how you see your future at the helm of the Von Valancius Protectorate?
Yeah, how about you?
I would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to intervene.
Abelard says irascibly.
Remember Lord Captain Theodora? Do you think she ever set one slippered foot on the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers while she dedicated herself to her grand designs for the Protectorate, as any true strategist and rogue trader ought.
Okay, how about this one?
Abelard looks at you, stunned, and exhales loudly. Then he nods curtly.
Yeah.
I commend your decisiveness, but I am uncomfortable with introducing new protocols in the midst of crisis.
Well, you can go on before you want.
Abelard stands straight at attention.
I lost my temper, Lord Captain, and I believe I ought to explain myself.
You definitely should.
Abelard speaks slowly, the words not coming easily to him.
The prosperity of the Von Valancius Protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life. I did it because I saw in Lord Captain Theodora's deeds the sign of true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds. They create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. So I left behind everything I had known, everything my family had known. I come from a long line of officers, and I embarked upon this incredibly reckless venture. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with all the concerns she had no time for. She would go off on her flagship for long periods, to distant frontiers, on scouting voyages, and the advancement of the entire Protectorate rested on my shoulders. And then suddenly, everything that had been built over years and years began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hanger on a seismically active world. One of the senior officers betrayed us all. The rogue trader was killed, and who knows what is happening on the planets. I tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All this has come as a grievous blow to me. I'm not panicking or grieving, because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty-bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you, to find your footing as quickly as possible. And to do that, I must insulate you from problems that in the past have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out in the ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot suddenly be deemed excess to requirements.
Abelard solemnly inclines his head.
Yes, Lord Captain.
After a moment's silence, he adds, looking at you with interest.
Your resolve is admirable and demonstrates strong leadership. I shall remember this moment should my old habits ever begin to creep back in. And now, please, let us leave the lower decks. If the rogue trader desires to stretch his legs, there are far more suitable places.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Nothing is happening. Perhaps turning a different valve will work. Nothing is happening. Perhaps turning a different valve will work.
Follow my lead.
Something resembling a nest made out of thermal insulation material. This must be where the workers sleep between shifts.
Their conditions are horrible. Nest of thermal wiring. Comfy. I don't know what I'm doing now.
The tall man before you appears to be woven from tendons and muscle. Blue-veined snake under his white, almost...
Lord Captain,
Raver acknowledges you with a nod and turns away.
Lord Captain. Lord Captain.
Okay, so this has the landing spot. Take everyone on, why not? So I'm going to do that just in case there's some sort of cool cutscene. Oh god, it's doing it anyway. Oh no. Okay, be right back. Okay. So we're on to the first planet that I have been on. I'm taking all of that shit.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Pilot Raquel. Okay.
The pale young woman looks at you with a mixture of hope and disbelief swirling in her eyes. You notice her hands trembling as she clutches her weapon.
Who are you? Did you come from the planet? Are you reinforcements? Saint's Teeth, I thought you'd never come. Unless it's one of the prisoners or guards, then it seems unlikely. There are no shuttles in working order other than yours and mine. There is nothing else. There's been a prison riot on the planetoid. Sadly, it is being led by the prison warden himself, the Honorable Anathagan Casteglia. He has allied himself. I came here as a shuttle pilot alongside the Honorable Yvain Winterscale, son of Caligos Winterscale, rogue trader, vanquisher of Xenos, forever triumphant over the enemies of humanity. Young Lord Winterscale wished to speak to the warden personally, so he could put an end to his lawless treason. He and his escort went ahead, and...
She grows paler.
I haven't been able to contact them over Vox for a very long time now.
Yvain.
Abelard mutters, stroking his beard.
One of his distant younger offspring, yes. That's as much as I know about him, which means he hasn't distinguished himself in any meaningful way.
Yvain Winterscale has made several diplomatic visits to Urukvi on behalf of his father, rogue trader Caligos Winterscale. The Great Regent would not have granted entry to someone dishonorable, which means, whatever happened in this terrible, malodorous place, we must aid this man of noble blood. Yes.
She bites her lip.
No one expected this. Master Casteglia is a nobleman from a respected governor house and a vassal to House, and I take it they're looking forward to a diet of sand and gravel. What kind of madman would start a revolt on a barren rock?
She sighs quietly.
It's a personal matter. Master Casteglia, the seditious warden, is Lord Yvain's childhood.
Okay. So
The first winter scale in my memory who prefers to talk first rather than shoot and slash.
She smiles faintly.
Young Lord Winterscale is not his father's shadow.
Cassia frowns in confusion.
Theobald executed his wife, an only son, on the mere suspicion of treason against House Orselio. So why did the noble Yvain rush to save someone who had betrayed his house? Do bonds of friendship give one the right to make Some of the rebels have holed up in the barracks. I don't know how many, but, given this is the only way through to where the negotiations are taking place, I would expect heavy resistance. At once, sir.
The woman stands at attention.
The only settlement on Ricady Filia is a penal colony. The prison...
The woman freezes for a moment before asking hesitantly.
Your lordship, if I may have a minute of your time, I wouldn't ever have dared to trouble you with a personal matter, but the situation, in any case. Have you been to the capital of Ricad Minoris yet? I wanted to ask if you saw a man there, a communications officer by the name of Jasper. We are engaged, your lordship. That's a shame.
She bows. You can tell by the desperation in her eyes that she is exhausted, frightened, and wishes to be off this planetoid as soon as possible.
They say a little bit of humility never hurts anyone. I help others better themselves by wholeheartedly humiliating them at every step.
Don't know where my cursor's gone. Right. I've been using the servant thing more, so maybe I'll do this. 7 has less than 30%. Adjacent to each other, they both go in temporary range. So kills target. +2 movement points every turn. That's good. Use abilities. Yeah, let's go with movement points for this, unless I really want that fucking sniper shit. Burst grenade doesn't count AP. Cost AP. Oh shit, 2 ranks available, so I can actually have another one. Dang. It's up full wounds. Intelligence affects law, tech use skills, logic and medicate. It's probably the way to go. Scholarship. Ooh, deceive, charm, or befriend them. Sway from coerce and commerce. I think I'm gonna go with that. Non-area attack inflicts intimidated. But it's use the 5-cent radius. Sounds pretty good, I'll go with that. +10. Persuasion. Do you really want to be able to talk through things? Let's go with it. Am I still not done here? Don't close the interface. New ranks available. Oh wait, do I just have to... Oh. Cool. So I think that's done now. That's done now. Right, your turn. Next melee. Who is this? Aloft, yeah. 20% armor, 8% damage, and ignores parry. Every enemy's lives, but ability will attack the warrior in return, including creatures with ranged weapons. Dashes through an enemy to the cell on the enemy's opposite side and makes a melee attack. Okay, let's go with the Reckless Strike. That just seems like a no-brainer. And this guy... Strength, traversed up the terrain. And... let's go parry melee at you. Let's do that. No, the character has the same archetype as this character. I don't think I do have another warrior. That works. Where's my cursor gone? Jeez. Now this is the guy I want to give Dueling Master. Next up, let's go. I'm just gonna like these. There's so many of these and I really can't. What was that? Fucking Deception. Oh, that's perfect spot. God damn it. Hey Google, turn on the living room TV. Okay, back. Maybe I'll get another chance down the line to pick it. Let's just chill out for now. Soldier, well, I think we're going to go with ballistic skill again. So much open fire, soldier now. So we're going to dodge the swords next turn. Dash, spend movement points, no attacks. 20, next carry attacks, 100% damage additional. 20. Okay, concentrate fire seems like the way to go there. And what am I not allowed ballistic skill? I got too much. You already have this. Okay, well let's go with agility then. Dodge, chance, and reaction, and initiative. Oh jeez. Maybe I should just get one of these. Vote against plus 12 to armor, against attacks of demons and war damage result is also permanently increased. 3% chance to ignore any enemy attack. I think I just want to go for this basic field shit. Is that all of them, please? Alright. Fellowship, yeah, go on then. Mastery of time. Whenever an ally gains an extra turn, that gate is stacking. Interesting. Cool. So I guess that just means increase the willpower as much as possible. Officer's abilities increased by 3, most command increased by 6. Don't know what that means, I'll take it. And willpower is the one that shouldn't. Additional MP used movement stuff. 30% increase hit chance on next dodge, and next dodge attacks chances of succeeding. Let's take that one. Logged Augury, enemies damage, 10% damage from any source of war damage. Bonus stacks up to 5 times. Go on then. Now we're all done. Thank fuck for that.
It's about time.
Yeah, I fucked myself up on that trap. What's going on here? I can't have pan the camera around. I don't want this mode. I want. There it is. To disarm this.
Duty prevails.
This guard post has been vacant for a long time. There is an layer of dust under the surface.
Build a bridge. Okay, to the barracks. To the barracks.
Put you in my oven!
I forgot I had that. Oh, it's my favourite.
I feel my age when fighting.
Oh, you fucking dumb fucks. Why?
Indeed. While I have my navigator skills to
run up
call
and down
upon,
until we get hit by
you
the
are,
fucking
statistically
traps right in
speaking,
front of us.
far more likely to perish in battle.
Bunch of ding dongs.
I mean, that came out wrong.
A long string of names extends beneath the heading Top Quarry Workers of the Cycle.
Great, another trap that they're probably gonna fucking sprint into. Disarm. Oh god! Yeah, it's not much point disarming it if you're gonna fucking run through it to disarm it.
Scraps of typical prison food, repulsive to the senses.
Prison. Oh yeah, I'm in a prison.
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
Cassie is near some of your ships navigate. She strikes host the energy for war and supports the part by making it on it. So okay, so she's like, what do you call it? Increases ally characteristics, was command. So she's a support character basically, so I think what they're trying to tell me there. I can ambush, start the battle then, I guess. There's just a lot of motherfuckers where I just gotta kill them.
Brace yourself, Aberard weak.
Hey now, that was rude.
I suffered worse.
Kicking my boy across the floor. Mm-mm. Can't say I love this whole ambush deal. Oh, I can say I love how they're laid out though. Looks like... No, not there, I want to go here. Not there, here. Yes. Perfect. Oh, it's time for you motherfuckers to recognize. Or not, because that fucking sucked. Next range area attack made by the soldier does 100 damage.
I'll do it.
That's good to me. Double that up with
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Try some more pow-pows. I can't do the 4 shots. Okay, fine. I'll go with a single shot. I'll take out one of these fuckers. I can't take out any of them in one shot. This is savage.
I'll do it.
Just have to do it. And I missed. Oh, I'm so fucked.
All too easy.
Next non-area attack inflicts intimidate ones, please.
Nothing I can't do.
How is everyone fucking missing every goddamn... Oh, that's like a guy behind a wall. Why are you letting me shoot at a guy behind a wall? I'm gonna die. We're fucked.
I've suffered worse.
Death to non-believers! Out of my way!
I cannot even believe how many fucking prisoners there are. Whoa. Right, who we got? This lady? I guess it's time to fucking chainsaw the man down.
But of course.
Okay. Works out pretty nicely. 6 intelligence, perception, fellowship, and willpower. Skip that.
On it. Will do. Was that you? Or
Crush the feeble.
Oh, these motherfuckers.
Chaos guides me.
I am your doom.
What's this? Ah, so this is some sort of grenade, but that's not really helping me now, is it? Oh damn. Alright, what we got here? Bring it down. There's an ally an extra turn, 2 AP and no MP. Here's a command. Themselves increasing their characteristics. And that's fine.
If I may. navigator, not a servitor.
What's the point, baby? Why not move? What's going on here?
Time to slaughter someone.
That nimble prison is really causing me issues. Issues I don't much care for. What's the deal here? What's my move? To go here.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
I guess we'll go for the 6 shots. This guy. I can just can't hit them there.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak.
Not a problem.
Nice. Right, let's see what we got here. Intimidation. Should use that as well.
Suits my purposes.
Chaos guides me.
You don't frighten me!
Forgot to put my camera screen back on. Not that I'm doing anything exciting. Right, AWOL. I have not had an attack with AWOL as far as I've been able to tell.
At your beck and call. Reduced to dust.
Nice.
I'm a member.
What's that him from here?
I'm not so sure.
Oh, this guy.
But of course.
Death to the weak.
Shields me!
Oof, I do not like that nimble business.
I will endure!
He's gonna die. He is gonna die real soon. Oh my jeez Louise. Yes, please.
I'll do it.
Yeah, get fucked. Now I'm gonna do run and
As the
gun.
Emperor commands, I act.
And this
Faith
thing.
without deeds is worthless.
And now it's fucking over for you, son.
Doubt is for the weak.
Until I miss. Who can I snipe? Another flash relay. Can I hit him from here?
Absolutely not.
Okay, let's just move it then.
Forge ahead.
I feel like maybe if I try and kill this guy, it might go through the other one.
Nothing I can't do.
Just kill him, but that's fine.
I'm not interested.
That's too close. Okay.
My place is at the fore. Indeed.
Slice, slice. Now, maybe charge this guy.
At your beck and call.
Yes. Get fucked, middle prisoner, or whatever your name is.
Victory is imminent.
It sure is.
They who discern the future own the battlefield. Will do.
They're like, oh, so that's the thing. That's the thing. What are these dismantling this now? Interesting. Alright, who's this lady? Who's the support lady? Oh, fuck you, hiding around the corner.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Please do. Please end this guy.
As the Emperor commands.
Yeah, we did a bit of damage. We did a smidge over damage.
Never wavered in the face of adversity. Already done.
Oh, not really when you fucking miss.
I will do my duty. It will be done. Reduce to dust.
Yeah, everyone's dead.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Right, that was quite a long battle. I might need to.
The beds here are bolted to the floor. Some have thin, torn bed sheets and even tattered pillows.
3 a.m. Hot day. That's interesting. What's this? That's a fucking book. No. So I guess there's 2 routes. This isn't really a route, this is just a loop. Loop route. What's that?
The beds here are bolted to the floor. Some have thin, torn bed sheets and even tattered pillows.
Don't you find it difficult to be without your sisters?
Unlocked.
You are a soldier without a squad.
I will fight alongside my sisters again. But my present fate is not a burden to me. No matter where I go, or who I am with, I bring
Severed
death
human
to
body
heretics.
parts.
What the fuck
That
is this
what
room?
matters.
The symbol before you bears a familiar scent, that of the dark forces of chaos. Judging by the number of horrid morsels, dozens of victims were slain here.
I keep forgetting I'm not on my ship. Like, what the fuck happened here? But then, it's not.
Unlocked.
Ah, Jesus. Guess I'll have a drink and a smoke. And I will murderize these guys. Oh.
Thank the throne. Normal looking faces. We thought we were going to die here with these nutters.
The old man with a gaped smile drops his weapon and holds out his hands in a placating gesture.
Please don't. Well, this is a welcome change. Talking before shooting. Still, Lord Captain, the look of this ragtag bunch hardly inspires trust. Here's the deal. We're honest, quiet inmates. We didn't want to riot, but, well, sitting out wasn't really an option either. The warden's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join in the festivities. So we had to, play along. But that's all it was, play. We never meant no offense to Governor Medinay, nor to the lawful authority of House. Give us a chance. We just want to wait until everything blows over and we could go. A repentant, honest heretic. How novel.
Judging by Abelard's tone, the seneschal is utterly unimpressed.
The low-born speech is mottled with colours that conceal his true, darker hues. This old man has a long...
Ha! Why soil your tongue talking about that heretic? But if you insist, here's how it is. The warden of this here prison, the Honorable Master Casteglia, was a crackpot. Things only went downhill from there. The guards quit it with the teeth punching. The warden forbade them. Instead, the overseers started counting which prisoners were digging up more things in the quarry, or swinging their pickaxes harder or whatnot. And then, would you believe... Or that's how it was at first. Then the warden decided it's the optimates, not the guards, who should be in charge of punishments. And that it wasn't the overseer's job to watch the prisoners work, it was the optimates. Well, let me tell you, that's when these goody two-shoes really started to shine. The guards aren't even in the same league as our dear fellows, the optimates. In the old days, we had maybe 5 or 10 stiffs kicking in a week, and now we were lucky if it was only 50. And that wasn't even the end of it. Warden Casteglia moved out of his chambers to live right in the quarry, under the dome. And I think something in his new home really scrambled his brain. He began spouting the wildest things like, the optimates are saints who will behold the truth. And he started taking them to the quarry. Not all of them returned. The ones who did, you wouldn't recognize them. More beast than man. They were butchering people left and right. Even guards. And overseers. The warden himself had armed them. And that's the whole sob story. But I knew it from the moment he let us have dinners. Oh, this won't end well.
Idira nods knowingly.
The old codger's right. Whenever nobles start giving handouts to commoners, something always goes wrong.
She notices your...
Oh, that's so great to hear, your nobleness. Just great. Now, there's a true aristocrat, not that warden creep. If you're ever on Footfall Station, there's this district there, the Shadow Quarters. It's called that because it's located behind the statue of our holiest emperor. I've known folks who called it something else, also on account of it being behind the statue. Don't repeat their mistakes, I tell you. Reverend Hieronymus wasted no time finding and burning them all. Forgive an old man for getting distracted. So, Footfall, the Shadow Quarters. There's a bar there, built into the remains of an old ship. And in that bar, in the back room, a certain Riza does her business. Tell her Grandpa Bachval says hello. You'll be her favorite client in the blink of an eye. There we are, Thanks. We're most grateful. Your nobleness.
The old man glances at you somewhat skeptically, but then smiles and leaves.
Okay.
Follow my lead!
Oh, Jesus.
This ocular implant was a
Quite
worthwhile
expected to
investment.
fucking blow up in my face. How can I, like, take a rest because these people are injured? Holiday bridge? Nice. Can I, like, go back and
It's
heal
about
up?
time!
So I assume if I go back out there, everyone's going to be all healed up? Is that how this works?
A new challenge for me? I tire of idleness. Let's move.
Okay, let's see if anyone will be online for the raider only. And thank you again to Chris Man for the raid. Thank you for everyone that's been hanging out. feel free to drop likes, follows, subs, all that kind of stuff. And I will be back tomorrow, but for